Africa, a very warm welcome to you. This is Afternoon Express, and I am Palisa Tembe. Again, we are back with week 2 of the special lockdown edition of Afternoon Express. Now, it is a Monday, of course, on Afternoon Express, and we hope that all of our mother figures out there had an amazing Mother's Day yesterday. Today, we have an incredible lineup of guests to keep you inspired during these lockdown days. Author and entrepreneur Musa Kalenga shares his wisdom during this global pandemic. Plus, we chat to celebrity chef and supermom Siba Mtongana from her home. But for now, we have to throw over to the ladies in the kitchen to see what's cooking.
Happy Monday, everyone. With myself and Anal today, we'd like to welcome you and hope you've had a lovely weekend. I, for one, had a lovely Mother's Day. I hope you did too as well. And today we are making a delicious leek and potato soup. Do enjoy.
Definitely looking forward to that delicious soup, ladies. Thank you so much. Now, running a business during the COVID-19 pandemic can be extremely stressful, and a lot of entrepreneurs were forced to make harsh decisions in order to keep afloat. I'm now joined by brand communication specialist, author and entrepreneur Musa Kalenga, who knows all too well how difficult things have been for small businesses. Welcome to Afternoon Express, Musa.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me today.
Thank you so much for joining us, because this is certainly something of high importance to all South Africans. Now, Musa, as a busy man yourself, you are not used to sitting down and just allowing yourself to be locked down. So how has it been like spending time, and what have you been up to?
Sure, it's been very interesting, and unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, we were on lockdown for about 3 days before the country officially went on lockdown, because someone in our state had an early indications of COVID-19, so they actually put us on lockdown for about 3 days before the official lockdown. So it's been a while. It's been different as well, because ultimately, I get to spend a lot of time with my kids, and in between, kind of putting them through Afrikaans, history, science, and maths lessons. I'm still trying to get through my day with meetings and the rest that must happen. And then obviously all the rest of the domestic support that I'm trying to provide to be a good father. So it's been difficult, but I think it's also been a blessing in disguise, because you get to spend time, an inordinate amount of time with the family, which for me has been completely, really insightful. It's also helped me to look at a lot of things which I took for granted, effectively around what happens in the home when I'm not there, and how my family cope without me when I'm, running around gallivanting. So it's been fantastic. I think it's really been good for me.
Yes, Musa, it is true. Things don't magically just happen at home. There are a lot of people putting in time, effort and love to making a home exactly what it is, a home. But moving from the household, from the household to business. I mean, you were extremely enthusiastic about technology and how to empower small to medium businesses. So what is it about the digital world that fascinates you so much?
So I think, I've been saying for a while that the future of Africa as a continent is about 3 things. It's about creativity, empathy, and technology. And companies and organizations that understand how to use those 3 things interchangeably will be the ones that win in the future. And we've got a big challenge on our continent in that we've got a huge market which we refer to as the digitally invisible. And they're typically underserviced and don't necessarily have the right commercial means to get access to a lot of very expensive technology solutions. So we find that this market in particular has got amazing challenges that we need to solve, and we need to do so from a technology perspective to empower them and to make their lives better. And so when we consider where we're at as a business, this has become front and center in as far as the products that we build and how we try and solve for them. Because ultimately, we believe through the power of technology, Africa can actually leapfrog. I think in our generation, they always refer to us being able to look at the 4th Industrial Revolution as an opportunity. And I think technology absolutely creates that gateway for us.
Yeah, and speaking about that 4th Industrial Revolution and us seeing a huge change in society and how people do business, I mean, as a CEO and entrepreneur yourself, how have you responded to COVID-19? I'm sure you've seen a lot of changes in your own business.
Yes, I mean, it's been phenomenal. And I think, it's a funny thing. I always tell people it's the biggest pilot project that nobody signed up for, right? And so it's been a blessing to a lot of companies because it's forced us to now think about how we work in a completely different context. Something as simple as working from home, which for a long time major corporates were fighting against because they were like, no, you can't trust South Africans, you can't trust people at home, they're not going to work, yada, yada. And now all of a sudden, we're in the situation where people are productive, they're at home, and they're doing their thing, right? So it's completely changed it. I think what we have to appreciate is that it's not going to go back to being normal. We've been in this space now where people have been able to figure out that there isn't necessarily a direct correlation between sitting behind my desk and being productive. And because we've debunked that myth, we have to find technology and processes that help us to support this new reality. We have to find ways that we understand that people are going to be working from home and working from anywhere. A lot of people that are in the freelance economy or the gig economy will know exactly how that works. You don't have to be anywhere to add the value you need to add. So I think it's forced South Africa to think differently about how we look at the world of work and the world of value creation, because it is never going to be the same again.
Absolutely, but it's a bit difficult because a lot of people, especially who are not used to digitizing your space, this is completely new territory, and it might seem a little overwhelming to try be the best and optimize in the space. And you decided then to take matters into your own hands and help us by holding a virtual masterclass. It was called Digitize or Die. Iconic name, by the way. Now tell me about this initiative and why is it so important for business owners to consider digitizing their companies?
Yeah, look, it's absolutely critical. So I was invited by a gentleman called Pat Mahlangu, who's got a platform called Pat on Brands, and effectively put together this masterclass to help other entrepreneurs and small businesses try and figure out how this all fits together. And I've recently put together a framework which I call Adapt Nation, which critically allows small businesses a bit of a toolkit to think about these things within their business and to solve for them. So what this workshop effectively did is that I modeled a few different scenarios where small businesses could assess, could pivot their businesses, could stabilize them, and could grow them after COVID-19. And one of the core things was helping businesses to understand that they have to think critically about the implementation agility, which is how quickly they're able to shift and change shape to be able to respond to the crisis. And the second thing is I refer to mental resolve, right? So making peace with the fact that things are no longer going to be the same again. Whether you like to believe it or not, there are certain people that are still sitting there hoping and praying that things go back to normal. And I always advise that entrepreneurs should think about things as not going back to normal, but rather figuring out how to create in the new context. So understanding how your implementation agility is, which is your ability to move quickly and shift, in conjunction to how much you've resolved that the world is completely different, allows you as a business to start thinking about digitization and then to take the necessary steps to be able to get your business to be future-proof.
Yeah, you've already touched on my next point, which is advice. That advice is valuable. Completely changing the way we think about business now, flipping it on its head and trying something new. What other advice do you have for small business owners that want to see their business thriving post-lockdown?
Absolutely. So I always love reading people's different thoughts and responses on COVID-19 as well as what's changed. And I read a really, really great quote that went along the lines of, a curve in the road is only dangerous if you forget to turn, right? And I think the best advice I can give to any small business, any entrepreneur, is to think about this as a sharp bend in the road. And the only way you're going to hit the wall or go over the side of the cliff is if you don't turn your business. You don't turn your business model. You don't turn the way you're thinking. You don't adjust the sales. I think this is really important for you to be able to survive. The way you do the turning is, number one, be very clear that the world has changed fundamentally and you don't need to fight that or you don't need to think about it as going back to normal. Number two, how is your business fundamentally from a process perspective, from a leadership perspective, and from a vision perspective, gearing itself to be able to navigate? And number three, what technology do you have in place to support your processes, to enable people to work from home, to enable people to be able to be more impactful, to monitor their projects, to measure their outcomes, and that kind of thing. So if you think about those three things, really, I think that's the best way for small businesses to help navigate through this crisis at the moment.
Thank you so much. 3 key pillars that Musa has just given us to help you at home survive post-COVID-19. We truly, truly appreciate this, and I hope that it has definitely subsided some anxiety and some fear that a lot of business owners have as entrepreneurs. Thank you, Musa.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
Toodles, goodbye. Now, after the break, we meet inspiring founder of Njobu Care Group, Dr. Hugo Templeman, who moved to Limpopo to make a difference for communities in need. See you after the break.
Try the new Tropica Pina Colada. Smooth.
we need to take the time out to acknowledge and appreciate the brave individuals fighting tirelessly on the front line, the true heroes, the first to arrive and the last to leave. Adcock Ingram OTC launched Sponsors of Brave, a campaign in celebrating and sharing the stories of pharmacists and healthcare professionals who go above and beyond for their communities. Today, we meet one of the nominees, Dr. Hugo Templeman, with what started as a small health clinic almost 30 years ago in the Montse Valley in Limpopo. The Ndlovu Medical Center has since expanded into a non-profit organization providing healthcare, child and youth care and community development. Welcome, Doctor.
Thank you. Thanks for having me in your show.
Now, wow, Dr. Templeman, you have been nominated as the 7th nominee for Sponsors of Brave. What led you down to the Montse Valley in Limpopo to open a clinic 3 decades ago?
South Africa is such an energetic environment that I decided to stay, and I found a community of about 140, 150,000 people where there was no access to healthcare. So my wife and I took a big jump. We bonded our house for the second time, bought 60,000 bricks, built a clinic together with the community, and started going. And over the years, through the approach we had, it expanded into an NGO, which now employs around about 160 people and provides much more than healthcare alone.
Let's dive straight into this non-profit organization. It seems like it's been doing such incredible work with the Ndlovu Care Group. Now, what are some of the initiatives that your organization helps with in the community?
We started to work on food security. That we did by building nutritional units where we capacitate the caregiver or the mother, and we nourish the child and treat the underlying illnesses. And that became a success formula. We've got now 5 of those units in which daily around about 200 kids are coming together with their mothers to get education, to get nourishment, to get healthcare, and to get household improvements so that later on when they are discharged, food security is more or less guaranteed in their own environment.
Now, this is what we're talking about when we're saying going above and beyond the call of duty, truly extending yourself to the people around you. And through your amazing care and drive to uplift and support the community, we know the amazing Ndlovu Youth Choir was born. I mean, who are now known internationally. It makes me so proud to be truly South African. So tell us more about how this started.
Yeah, the choir, of course, one of our exemplary projects. It started off as a support and healing program for orphan and vulnerable children. As we all know, the second wave of the HIV epidemic was the abundance of children who lost their parents, who lost guidance, who often could not be incorporated in the extended family anymore. And we started a life skills facilitation program. So we started to say, let's incorporate it in our drama, art, sports, culture programs. So we invited the kids to keep them by the lesson into a choir, and we engaged with a magnificent conductor, Ralph Schmidt, and he took up the glove to say, let's make this something special. We recorded that first beautiful song, Shape of You, from Ed Sheeran. That went viral, it was seen everywhere. And it was also seen by the makers of AGT who invited us.
And what's so beautiful, I find, Doctor, about this is that it's the personal messages, the way you touch each and every member of this choir to build them, grow them. I mean, so much so that the choir has decided to send you a very special message. Let's have a look.
Hello, my name is Rachel Mahlatsi-Ntobeng, and I am the member of the Ndlovu Youth Choir. We would like to say thank you. Thank you so much to the healthcare workers of the Ndlovu Care Group for the wonderful job that you are doing during this tough time of a coronavirus. We know it's not easy, but we need you. And thank you. We appreciate everything that you are doing, and we love you so much. Without your help, we wouldn't be this.
Hi, Ndlovu healthcare workers. This is Sandile Majola, Ndlovu Youth Choir member. I'd like to take this time and thank you so much for your work, for your wonderful work. Thank you so much for risking your lives and your family's lives by going out there and working and making sure that we flatten the curve. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you, and may God bless you and protect you. Thank you. We love you.
Doctor, those were such beautiful words. How does that make you feel?
That's humbling. That's humbling if you hear people speaking about you like this.
Yeah.
But they're brave children, and they make their own lives. We just support them.
So why is this so important to you, Doctor? I have to find out. Going into these communities and being the difference.
Well, because I think you shouldn't live life and uplift other lives by providing handouts. You must provide capacity. You must build local capacity. You must show that those raw diamonds who are laying in the rural areas can be polished and perform on every world stage, not only in arts and drama, but also in real life.
Upskilling everyone you come in contact with, that is brilliant. We have more messages, more comments. Your community is so obsessed with you, and we love it here on Afternoon Express. Take a look.
He's so passionate about community work. He's so passionate about helping people. He came in this community and he did some things that other people couldn't do.
We've got 54 boreholes, preschools, nutritional unit.
I think 150,000 people are benefiting from this program.
I'm in this amazing choir. We've done great things. I was given a platform to be here, and then it was up to me how I take that.
That is so amazing. Goosebumps, emotional. What a beautiful way to end off our day here with you, Doctor. Now, we also hear that they've given you your own Zulu name. What's that name, Doc?
Yeah, Tlanganani. Yeah.
Tlanganani, bringing people together, hey? And that's exactly what you stand for.
It's a pleasure if that is my contribution, and if that is my name, I've been paid off for all my efforts we put in this community.
Thank you so much. Lastly, Doctor, we love and appreciate all those messages, and again, reminding us that poverty is merely a state of mind. Thank you so much. Now, remember that you also can join in this incredible campaign by nominating the pharmacist, healthcare professional, or worker in your community, making a real difference, especially during COVID-19. And you could stand a chance to win 5,000 Rand. 2 healthcare professionals will win and be selected from your nominations. One, of course, by the judging panel, and the other one through your votes. The 2 healthcare professionals that are selected to win will win a trip to an overseas medical conference of their choice and be given the opportunity to pay it forward by donating 25,000 Rand to their favorite charity. Visit afternoonexpress.co.za for more information on how you can nominate the healthcare professional doing incredible things in your community today. The curve we don't want to flatten is the heartbeat of our beloved South Africa. Be brave.
Unprecedented challenges call for incredible bravery. Countless doctors, nurses, and pharmacists are working around the clock to keep us safe. They go beyond the call of duty and selflessly put the needs of our communities first. Nominate the brave healthcare professionals on the front line and give them the recognition they deserve. Because the only curve we don't want to flatten is the heartbeat of our beloved South Africa.
Keep sending all those nominations in South Africa. I'm getting such inspiration by reading all of them. Now, we've asked you online, what keeps you strong? What keeps you motivated? Is it a person? Is it a mentor? Or is it a quote? We have got all of your comments here that I'm about to read out. We've got Mongani MJ here, who says, what gives me strength is when my comments get read on TV and watching television. I hope that we have now injected all of that strength to you, Mongani, because don't worry, we picked up what you were putting down. That hint, hint, don't worry, we on it. All the love to you. We've also got Untabi here, who says, my family and a mentor. But who's your mentor, girl? Definitely drop names. Who knows? More people can share in that love. We also have another comment here by Umpo Lily, who says, the will to succeed. I push myself harder and harder because I know in the end, hard work leads to perseverance. The last comment here I'll read out is Unoli Cindy, who says, my kids, oh goodness. Whenever I look at them, I find more strength to do more. Those are such touching messages. Keep them coming through, South Africa, because who knows, what keeps you strong might help me wake up stronger tomorrow. Now, after the break, we look at an incredible campaign to celebrate lockdown heroes across the country and how you can nominate yours. See you after the break.
Find your smooth fortune with Tropica. Buy a Tropica,
Follow the entry details on the pack and stand a chance to win your share of 1 million rand in prizes, such as a trip for two with KLM to Amsterdam, LG G8X cell phones, LG TVs and dishwashers, guest vouchers, guest watches and accessories, plus the smooth grand prize of a Suzuki Ignis. The more Tropica you buy, the more chances you have to win. Tropica, nothing smoother.
Welcome back to another lockdown edition of Afternoon Express. Now let's face it, life in lockdown and being stuck in our homes can be challenging, and most of us could use a little morale boost. The news has been a little doom and gloom of late, but amongst all other things, many uplifting stories are emerging. Local heroes are doing their bit to keep spirits alive, provide essential services and ensure their fellow South Africans are safe and healthy. This afternoon, we're focusing on the good, starting with all the unsung local heroes who are making a difference and helping people to live a little purer during lockdown. We're joined now by the CEO of the Pura Beverage Company, Greg Jansen, to tell us more about the Local Hero Lockdown campaign. Welcome, Greg.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Good to be here.
How are you doing this afternoon?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. We're having amazing weather for May, so certainly for us as a soft drink business, very, very happy.
I love the fact that no one is complaining here on the show because there's so much to be grateful for. Now, I just want to take a step back, Greg. I mean, before the Local Lockdown Hero campaign, Pura Beverage already was running a largely successful campaign where you challenged everyone to go on social media and post what they've been up to during lockdown. So what was the aim of this campaign?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Well, when we were all told that we had to go into lockdown, as a company, we got together and decided that as a brand, we did not really need to hide. So we wanted to step out. We decided to have a little fun. We wanted to highlight the resilience of South Africans. We wanted to highlight the natural resourcefulness of South Africans. So really, as a homegrown, better for you brand, we got in touch with our social media partners, and we put together these really, really fun challenges. They all are a little bit homegrown. They're all a bit better for you in terms of better for your mind, body, and soul. But overall, they're fun. A couple of these challenges that come to mind include my favorite, which was the baking challenge. I never knew I wasn't a baker, but I can confirm that absolutely 100% now. I've got a new respect for a couple of lockdown pickup lines, which is very interesting. I've learned a couple of new lines myself.
You have to share one with us. Where is it safe? After the show.
But yeah, it was some really, really great challenges. How to walk your furry friends, how to stay active, how do you make homework and doing your cleaning a little bit more interesting. And certainly from our side, the campaign was aimed at helping people deal with their daily lives in a better way. I think we certainly did that from the responses that we saw and the videos that we saw. And from our point of view as a brand, our interaction on social media was through the roof. Our interaction with our consumers from a listenership was also absolutely historical. So very, very happy that we could help in a little way.
And then Pure Beverage decided this is not enough. We have to push it a step further. And then we saw this challenge evolve into a new, incredible campaign where you are now celebrating all of the local lockdown heroes. So what's your intention behind this campaign and how did it come about?
Yeah, well, funny you ask. One of the challenges that we had was really around celebrating lockdown heroes. And the response we had to that was absolutely off the charts. So when the announcement was made, we were pretty much like everyone. We had our running shoes on, we had plotted the route up Table Mountain and we were ready to go. And when we were informed that, lockdown was still happening, we thought, well, we can't just end it there. We've got to continue. And really what came out was, let's highlight these people that are doing amazing things. Let's highlight these people that are putting themselves at risk every single day so that, we can live a little bit more normal life. So that's what we did. We got hold of our social media partners. They loved the idea. They've jumped on board. The DJs have all been phenomenal. And the real winners are the people that we are able to celebrate and emphasize who is living a little purer and helping us live a little purer.
Now, you've decided also to push past the organization and you're getting the public involved. Now, why is that important to you, to make sure that the people that are engaging with your brand are also out there helping?
Because I have to tell you, there are such amazing stories out there. And as you said, when you listen to what people say in general and you look at the social media, there's a lot of bad news, and I suppose rightly so, because these are unprecedented times. And what we really wanted to do was we wanted to give a balance in the news. We wanted to highlight the positivity. We wanted to highlight the energy that's out there. And again, the stories are absolutely amazing. We've seen stories of the father who is painfully going through standard 4 maths again and tearing his hair out. To the guys and the brewers in Woodstock who've turned their vats into soup cauldrons and are basically feeding people. The stories just go on and on. Lots of stories about doctors and nurses, but amazing things, from people growing vegetables in townships, from the people who actually make the regulators for the ventilators. But it's really just about allowing those people to be celebrated and acknowledged for what they are doing.
And then once you have highlighted these people, what then? I mean, if I decide to nominate someone in my community or a family or someone I know, what do I stand to win? Is there a competition at hand? And if the person that I've nominated also takes the coveted prize, what do they get?
Look, absolutely. We've put together a total prize of just over 30,000 Rand worth of different hampers. And they're all around Pura hampers, and the people who nominate, as well as the people who are nominated, get to share in those. But the real thing that people win is the recognition that they deserve, because we believe that recognition really helps these people that are doing amazing things to stay motivated every single day. And it includes those people who are at home, staying at home, helping not spread the COVID-19 virus. They also need to be recognized. So in our eyes, they're also heroes too.
Yeah, that is so stunning. And making sure that we live, as the brand always says, a purer life. Do you have any words of encouragement to South Africans, any words of gratitude to them? And we want to make sure that we are right within what you guys are trying to push.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the ideology of us as a brand and as us as a company is all around live a little purer. And the concept is a very, very simple one. And that is, if you are in a position to help, then really you should. It doesn't need to be a grand gesture. It can be something small. And a whole lot of small things really add up to something big. So, it's not difficult. Try something small. And if a whole lot of people are doing a whole lot of small things, very soon a big difference is made.
Compound interest here. Thank you so much, Greg, for not only starting this incredible initiative, but making it so easy for South Africans to get stuck in and do their part, and encouraging everyone to follow suit.
Thank you very much.
Now, we'd like your nominations. It doesn't matter if it's someone who's close to you, someone you've heard about, or someone you've seen on social media, or, of course, someone you've seen on the news. Let us know who your local hero is and why you think they deserve to be recognized. At the end of lockdown, one of the local heroes will be selected to win a massive Pura Soda hamper, and an equally fantastic hamper will be awarded to the person who nominated them. So be sure to send your nominations to hero@purabeverageco.com or get involved on Facebook or Instagram @PuraSoda, #LiveALittlePura. Thanks, Greg, for joining us today. Now, we wish you and the campaign all the best of luck. Mwah.
Thank you. Go well.
Cheers. After the break, we catch up with celeb chef and mother, Seba Mtongana.
Catch the repeat of Tropical Island of Treasure Curacao, Saturday at 8 p.m.
Let's go! 3 teams remain, and it's a fight for the final long-life charm in the competition.
I am scared, I'm nervous.
Dando's kryptonite is water.
Teams are pushed to their physical limits. You've got to give it your all, guys.
I make a huge mistake. It's anyone's game.
Catch the repeat of Tropical Island of Treasure Curacao, Saturday at 8 p.m. only on SABC3.
Charismatic chef Seba Mtongana has captured the South African hearts through their bellies with her no-nonsense approach to cooking. Now, she's been cooking up a storm on TV screens both abroad and, of course, right here in Mzansi for several years. Right now, she's more active than ever, hooking up the people with some of the best recipes that they have to find. Siba, welcome to Afternoon Express.
Hello, thank you for having me.
I see that you are in your element right now in the kitchen, girl.
It's my DIY kitchen I made in order to help my social media community to create recipes for them. So yeah, this is my element.
Now tell me more about this DIY kitchen. I mean, can I basically hook one up myself as well?
Can you see this? Can you see it? It's probably it will come out inverted on your side.
Nah, girl, we see it.
With Siba. My son, who is 7, made that for me. And the reason why I decided to do the quarantine with Siba was because people were so overwhelmed when it came to cooking. They were completely overwhelmed with the lockdown and having to cook on a daily basis. And I was getting lots of messages, inbox, just messages on social media and all my social platforms to say, Siba, please come help us. Obviously, you know, it's been a very hard time because I'm homeschooling 3 children. And I decided I'm just going to do it. It's me being patriotic and helping moms and dads or whoever is a caregiver at home in order to help them navigate through the kitchen in having to cook daily meals. So every day I've been capturing meals in my home where people can then replicate. So I'll post something and people will replicate that in order to just help them not to think, oh my gosh, what am I going to eat? Or, you know, kids being tired of that old recipe that mama always makes. So that's what I've been doing and it's been amazing.
That's so cute. And first of all, Ulonwabo is a true artist. I mean, that craftsmanship of that sign, I love it. He has to make an Afternoon Express sign for us as well. Now, also, I mean, you have definitely hooked up with the likes of Shekinah, Amanda Black, I mean, David Higgs, all cooking up a storm with you in the kitchen. I mean, why did you decide to go to the top tier in terms of celebrities to join you?
You know what I did? I spoke with one of my clients and I said to them that we are in a period where we can't do appearances, we can't go to people. Come, let's do something together. And in fact, they're the ones who came up with the plan that fine, Siba, will do the cooking segment with you, but let's liven it up. Let's have people who are doing music in the background instead of you just doing a live all by yourself. How about you get hosted by Bob Mabena, and then we really go into food. You know, you really explain many things, etc. And then after that segment, then we can have, they then had the likes of, you know, all the artists that you saw. So it's been really, really, really amazing. And people loved it. I've been teaching people on how to store your food so that it doesn't go out very quickly. And I'll give you a very quick one. Did you know that if you want to ripen your bananas very quickly, you can place them in a brown bag? Or if you don't want them to ripen very quickly, which has been what people have been asking for, you can take the stem of the banana, wrap it with cling film, and that then decreases the aging process of the banana.
I love it all. I mean, I'm sure South Africans everywhere are going, yes, Siba, give us more. And I mean, as a mother and wife, you've started We're under new management with lockdown. How did you manage to attend to your kids and husband and your daily needs in general?
It's been, to be honest, I am under new management. I've got 4 kids. You know, most people know, but not everybody knows, because not all my children have been featured on my show, Siba's Table. Only the 3 older siblings, and people mainly know Lonwabo and his brother Lina Mandla. I've got 4 kids, and they're all under the age of 8. So when I say I am under new management, I really mean it, which means I really have to divide my time accordingly, and I also have to, you know, I've made this time very like a time where I acquire many skills as well mentally in order for me to stay sane. Physically, I've been exercising and all of that. But when it specifically, to answer your question, when it comes to being in under new management, the kids rule, but I've also equally made sure that they've got certain things that keep them busy without necessarily needing me. I go online with their teachers a specific time, and then I let them do their jobs independently in different rooms. It helps than them being in one room, and then they're able to then do that. I just pop in and out in order to see what's going on. It's been a lot of having to juggle and to manage a lot of things. You must also remember, I also have my company, the Siba company, where I still have to give direction to my team. I still have to, do business, if I may call it that, even though we are working virtually at the moment. So it's been a lot of responsibilities. But I think the best thing that we have to do is not to be overwhelmed at this time. And I told myself, I'm not going to be overwhelmed. And if I am overwhelmed, I think it's okay. I'll take a break that day, or I'll take a day off in order to just get my energies back and fine again. So that's how I've been coping.
I think, Siba, you've just given me the best answer ever, because honesty is the best policy. You can't do it all. Juggling all these balls in one basket is nearly impossible. So allowing the kids to be independent and do their own thing whilst mommy and daddy do their own thing separately as well. Hey, look, the whole household wins at the end of the day. Thank you so much for working with South Africa's Siba and giving us incredible recipes.
You're welcome.
Mwah, to you too. Now, while being indoors may lead to many of us losing our minds, Siba made sure to stay busy and make the most of it. Her passion and love for culinary arts has definitely paid off. The entire world has also paid witness to this. So may she continue to move and inspire people of our country.
Try the new Tropica Pina Colada. Smooth.
Reading all of your comments, I'm feeling like a superhero, giving me all the strength I can ask for. So we've asked you on social media, what gives you strength? What gives you that motivation to keep going and persevere, whether it be a quote, a name, or anything that you can ask for? And we have got all of the answers here. Ulihle Nomonde says, as crazy as this may sound, watching you gives me inspiration because I also want to be a presenter of the Afternoon Express in the future. Girl, a little bit of hard work, practice and dedication, you can be sitting right here along with me. All the best, Lihle. We also have another comment here from Ungongo Pambuka, who says, I believe in myself. Anything is possible in life. That is the kind of thinking I definitely love to hear. We've got another one here from Naledi Palesa Lempe, who says, my mom, Alina Lempe, gives me strength to persevere. I love the fact that mothers here, we are celebrating them still, even though Mother's Day is over. We carry them in our hearts. We've got another one here from Leslie, who says, when DJ Smooth talks, Lalela, that man can definitely rile up a crowd and keep us motivated, keep us inspired, and keep us strong. Keep those comments now going also on social media. And who knows, maybe at the end of the show, I might read one or two out left for you. Now, if you think that you wish you had a celeb chef in your own home during the lockdown, which I know I do, but don't worry, Afternoon Express is here with all the recipe inspiration that you may need. After the break, Udumi shares a hearty autumn soup recipe that you'll be warm. They'll keep you warm all winter. See you after the break.
Express yourself.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you for joining us yet again. And we all know with the cooler months fast approaching, there's nothing better than having some soup simmering away in the kitchen. We know for sure that our Super Trooper leek and potato soup is just what the doctor ordered. And today we're going to be making a delicious soup. So Anal, I hope you've enjoyed your weekend because we're about to get into this now.
Yes, I enjoyed my weekend and I'm hungry.
I know, me too. I was just telling you now that I didn't even have lunch. So this is the perfect dish for that. Like we mentioned, we're making a leek and potato soup.
Yeah.
To get us started, I've actually got my onions and garlic already simmering away here.
Okay.
And to add to that, I'm just going to put in our leeks. And you actually mentioned something very interesting to me before the show started. Yes. And you were talking about how leeks and onions are...
They're like family.
Yes.
You like the leeks are the long, sexy ones. And these are the brown ones, like the stepchildren. This was like a stepchild, the normal brown onion that's in my kitchen. I love this onion. It's very pungent and strong. And if you want to make it not so pungent, if you eat it raw, a good thing is just to take a few rings and put some hot water over it.
Oh, interesting.
Like boiling water. And it takes out that pungent, strong onion taste.
Really?
Yes.
I actually never thought of that. I didn't even know that actually works.
Yes.
I've heard all these tricks about how to make sure that your eyes don't burn, put a stone under your tongue.
What?
Like weird things, I promise you. I've heard all these. And I'm glad that's probably one of the few that might actually work. So to add to my leeks, I've actually just put a few drops of our butter oil because that's our hero ingredient today. I love how it has this rich, delicious flavor to it because it's got a blend of sunflower oil as well as butter oil. So to add to that, I'm going to put in my potatoes.
I love butter.
You do?
Yeah.
Just like me.
I love the butter oil. It stands on your shelf for 180 days. It just stands next to my stove, and I just like pour.
I know, right?
Baking, frying, cooking, anything. It is just divine, and it gives that real buttery flavour to dishes.
I know. I love the fact that I can use it for anything as well. I think I've tried using it for baking, and it actually works so well because my dishes come out so rich. They come out so luxurious. I think that's why I've actually decided to switch from normal oil to butter oil because of that. So I've just added our potatoes, and if you saw, I added a bit of the liquid to this as well because being that it's soup, I don't want it to be too thick. I don't like my soups too thick because it ends up looking more like a puree than an actual sauce, like an actual soup. So I'm not adding any seasoning just yet because I just want the natural flavors of the leeks and the potatoes to mellow out. And we also have stock as well. So the stock is also going to add that additional flavor.
So you're not using cream?
Not yet. No, I actually just want, because I don't know if you've noticed, but the potatoes can actually be creamy themselves. If you cook them right, they become nice and creamy, and with the addition of the butter, I mean,
it's too healthy for me, creamy. I would have added like a whole bucket of cream in there because it's like so creamy and rich, but...
I know, right? Like, in most times you would want to add cream to soup. But I think I just like the natural taste of the ingredient itself. But anyway, to that, I've added my potatoes. We're going to let that simmer away, and then we're going to add our stock. I'm just using vegetable stock. This is a very vegetarian dish. So if you'd like to, you can use a different type of stock if you'd like. I prefer to keep it this way because I actually celebrate the actual ingredients, the potatoes, the leeks themselves, without overpowering the flavor.
And then the red onions, I won't use red onions in there. If you don't have leeks, yes, you can use normal onions, like the normal brown onion. But the red onion is going to colour the soup in like a pinkish tone.
You're right.
If you like psychedelic stuff like me, I will probably do it and like have a pink soup. But I don't think it will work with this tonight.
You're right. You're right. I don't think it would work with this kind of soup. But like you said, to each his own. If you're about, I mean, we're eating beetroot, and beetroot is a purple vegetable. So if you want to try it, go ahead, add it in there. It is a lot sweeter, so I guess in that instance it would work perfectly. So while our soup simmers away, I'm going to get started with our croutons.
Okay.
And to make the croutons, I just got some day-old bread. And I don't know if people notice, but the reason we say day-old bread is because it's easier to slice and cut. Whereas if it's fresher bread, it's going to be harder to cut into these beautiful cubes. So day-old bread is perfect. And then I'm just going to drizzle it with our butter oil.
I also
Not too
like
much.
to use, sorry, to me, the ciabattas and the long French loaves.
Yes.
They get old in your kitchen, and dan sny ek dit op, I cut it up, somewhere with the korsies, with the crusts.
Yes,
and then
yes,
I actually
yes.
freeze them till I need them for croutons. And then I take them out, butter, oil, and in the oven, and it works like a charm.
That's perfect, because now that you mentioned the freezing part, it makes so much sense, because then you also don't have to waste bread. You don't waste it, make it now, and then if you don't use it, you have to chuck it. You can literally just freeze it and use it another time.
Yeah.
Luckily then, thanks to you, we managed to make another batch of soup earlier on. A delicious butter
looks so
leek and potato soup. So I'm just going to dish it out onto this beautiful bowl here. And we were talking as well about garnishes, right? I'm making the leek and potato soup, but you also mentioned the different ways that you can garnish our soup.
Yes, when I garnish any dish, I like to use the ingredients in the dish.
Okay.
So you use potatoes. So I'm going to take a potato here, and to use the whole potato, you peel the potato for the dish, but you could use this as a garnish. So all I did, I just tossed this in a bit of flour, and I deep fried it.
Oh, really?
And look at these little crispy little numbers.
Oh my gosh, I could actually just eat that as a snack, knowing me.
Oh, I am eating it as a snack.
So to anyone who'd like to get this recipe, please go onto our website, www.afternoonexpress.co.za, and be sure to indulge in this delicious butter oil recipe. Cheers.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover.
Ladies, that soup looks delicious. I cannot wait to enjoy it. Something vegetarian. I'm not too mad about that at all. Tumi, do you want to come through with some of that soup?
Yes, darling.
It looks incredible.
One for me, one for you.
Meat-free Mondays, taking meat-free Mondays to the very
next level, darling.
Now, Tumi, I have to find out from you. We've been asking everyone on social media what keeps them strong, what keeps them inspired, and helps them persevere through tough times. What would that be for you?
I have to say it is one, yes, my son, because obviously everything that I do for him, so he can obviously look back and be like, I can do anything thanks to my mom. But also just the future me. If I look at the life that I want to have and where I am, I'm like on some, that is enough to keep me going, to think about this is where I want to be, this is where I am.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sleep until I get there.
I love the fact that you know what you want. You're not afraid to go get it throughout it all. And we've asked people on social media, you know, I'm already learning from what you have, that passion she has to keep going. So we've also asked you on social media, what keeps you going? What keeps you strong to persevere through the tough times? And boy, are these beautiful messages. We've got Umbusiswa here who said, the show in general, I mean, it always leaves me so inspired and motivated. I mean, always. And then Umbusiswa put 3 hearts rather after that message. Thank you so much for that. I'm glad that we can keep you inspired. We also have Vivian here, aka Shabi, who says, singing and my family does give me strength. Family should be there always for each other. So I'm glad that, Vivian, you've got your family support structure here. We've also got Serenity, who says, it's the quote that says, poverty is the state of mind and you can do anything you put your mind to. I know that also helps me to remember that, hey, look, the sky's the limit. Yeah. It doesn't matter what hurdles are in front of me. I can achieve, I can be great, and I can do even better. During this lockdown and post-lockdown, we've got one last comment here from Smoniso, who says, for sure, ever since you came back, I have been motivated. Your energy is everything. I hope one day to sit next to you and have conversations on some topics, such like being in quarantine in rural areas. I think that's really important. Some of us forget how being in quarantine in these rural outskirt areas of South Africa is. We also have here, or being full-time postgraduate during lockdown. I wonder how all the postgrad students are doing. All those people studying in varsity, we seem to concentrate concentrate a lot on those people that are in primary school, high school. But how are some of the graduates and postgraduates doing? Let us know. Who knows? Maybe you guys can help each other. Start a forum online. Who knows? We also have something here. Also, he continues to say being black, poor, from rural areas during this pandemic. I love that so much. I mean, Dumi, how do you feel about some of the topics that Usboniso wants to tackle?
He's mentioned something very valid, because I also come from a township. I come from Soweto, and having noticed how things have changed for a lot of people, I've actually come in contact with a lot of people that have been retrenched and all of that. And the fighting spirit that people have, yes, these are tough times, but just being able to speak to people and hear people say, it's going to be okay, it's going to be fine. I think that's also very encouraging to see that people still have that fighting spirit. It's just for the moment. It's not forever.
You might hit us, you might knock us down, but we will not stay down. Thank you so much for that, Dumi. That reminder, I love it all, South Africa. Now it's time for us to say goodbye, but make sure you join us again tomorrow for another hour of inspiration and good food. Until then, good night and happy eating, South Africa. Good night and God bless. Thank you so much for making my day every day just by tuning in. Good night, South Africa. I'll eat with a fork, it's fine.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.